Hello and welcome to the show court at the Janaea Netball Centre. I'm Brittany Carter, and with just 2 games left before the finals, we've got one of, if not the most exciting matchups in Premier League coming your way on Bar TV. It's first v second, the Central Coast Heart and Eastwood Ryde Hawks, 2 teams that have formed a really strong rivalry in the past 2 years of the Opens competition. In 2018, these were the 2 best teams in the comp again. And while the Hawks won both of their regular season matchups, stealing top spot in the final round and the minor premiership in the process, the Heart had more success in the finals. They forced Eastwood Ryde to take the longer route to the grand final and then celebrated the Central Coast's first championship in Premier League history with a 5-goal victory. This season, the Heart have so far been the better team, defeating the Hawks by 14 goals back in round 6. But with the semis now in sight, this is a really important test for both teams to see where they're at and a little sneak peek of what's to come in the finals. Central Coast starting with the first centre of round 13. Evans, a hell ball already going against the Heart. Defensive pressure. Looking good early from the Eastwood Ryde Hawks. Our umpires here on the court tonight, Chris Hall and Hayley Burgess. 2 of the finest that New South Wales has to offer. Marshall with a throw in from the sideline. There's Tay Davies, the AFLW Giants player. Grant, the captain, goes laterally on the transverse line. Now they find Claire O'Brien. Tay Davies overhead, swings it. And even though Alicia Walsh fights really hard to contest the ball, it stays with the Hawks. Inside now, Bills, her first shot of the game. Nice and close on the right-hand side of the post, and we see the Hawks go one up, a centre up their sleeve. Claire O'Brien to Ali Miller, one of the most accurate shooters in Premier League. Bouncing now, she switches up the side of the circle, takes the feed, goes to the top and then finds some side space, split stance, in on the left side. So Hawks shooting from both sides of the post early. They're up 2-0. Coming back, Central Coast, Thomas to Evans. Kessler stuck for that second phase play and Evans loses the ball here. Davies proving things difficult for the Heart early on. Slowing the play here. Building momentum to head into that goal third. Davies to Claire O'Brien off the deflection from Walsh, and now solid is Bills on that baseline. Central Coast still haven't scored a goal. Last year's champions. Claire O'Brien just waiting for Bills to come through with a front cut. Shot missed, but she's straight on the loose ball, finishing off the job she started. This is a brilliant start for Jen Wright's team, and should I add, Jen Wright has taken a team to a grand final in the Premier League since it started. The first 2 seasons with the Manly Warringah Sapphire, she took them there. And she's also taken the Eastwood Ryde Hawks last year to a grand final. Fingers crossed we see her there again. But the Central Coast Heart coach, Amber Cross, isn't too shabby herself. She won the New South Wales Community Coach of the Year for the state this year. Hawks switching it up here, proving persistence. O'Brien feeding into Bills. And she has no problems at all. 5-1. Hawley to Kessler, swinging quickly on the edge now. And Taylor is a strong shooter herself. Missed shot. 2 bites of the cherry here. Eastwood Ryde centre. Claire O'Brien with some space for the pass. Long ball in the air. Bouncing to the top. This Eastwood right side is really dynamic. Miller's missed the shot. Thomas forcing pressure and then turnover at the back. Roger to Walsh. Thomas strong in the air to Evans, sailing through. Kessler to Hawley inside the goal third. Now Taylor wins the ball. Smart play, holding on to her position. And all of a sudden the Heart back within 2. 10.5 to play in this first quarter. Kessler around the body to Evans. Overhead, Hawley now with Kessler up top. And a penalty goes the way of the Heart inside the circle. Young Hawley trying to offload to Taylor. They'll get another chance here right in front with a free pass or shot. Just one goal in it. The brilliant lead the Hawks started with, slowly diminishing. Bills to O'Brien. A contact helps them out on the edge of the circle. Feeding in, Bills, mid-range. We can see some Hawks fans with their jumpers on, rugged up. Kessler to Taylor, who's fighting hard to hold on to that front space. Good contest between her and Nick Stiles. Now Central Coast in the pocket. Evans being asked to take it again. Oh no, it's an offside call, just inside. Quick work between the shooters. And Taylor buries the ball. O'Brien on her own with space. Davies back to O'Brien on the edge. They swing. Oh, and running through the back behind the post was Bills. What a smart play. There's Jen Wright, the mastermind, in the middle. Kessler, quick work with Hawley. Rocking the braids. Misses the shot. Stiles on the loose ball. Hawks looking to convert their keeper's effort. And overhead, Ali Miller, nice close underneath the post. Won't miss from there. That one really should be next to Nick Stiles' name on the scoreboard. Again, strong in the air, beating Roger to the ball. And these two are great friends, Miller and Roger, which always proves difficult when you have to face up in them, against them in a game. Hawley and Kessler taking turns with the ball, offloading to Taylor just at the right time, skimming over the hands of Grant. Miller's come out of the circle. Assisting is Davies. Bills back to the center. Looking to head into Miller, and her eyes are saying, give it to me. Holds on to her balance, keeps it in play, and finishes off a really nice play to take the Hawks to double digits. Oh, coming through traffic. Kessler wins the ball for Hart. Hand from Jess Grant goes straight into Evans. And the Central Coast backing each other up, although it comes out of Taylor's hand. She's unhappy with that. Hawks gifted a little opportunity here. Grant back to the keeper. Davies launching the ball into the air. O'Brien plays on. One fair and square by Dakota Thomas. Lurking at the back. A quiet player that goes about her business. And now the ball's back where it belongs with Maddie Taylor. O'Brien to Miller. That combination proving solid. And when she's that tall and so close to the post, it makes taking a rebound pretty easy. Walsh takes the pass on her shoulder. Now she's feeding into Kessler in the goal third. Up and in the air, Taylor. Similar styles of play, these two teams. Strong targets at the back. Maddie Taylor, who just shot that last goal at 90% last week, 43 goals out of the 51 attempts she put up. And now Ali Miller, who's just taking the ball overhead here at 95% last week. Only missed 2 goals, 41 out of 43. So we've got similar styles of play at the back. It's just about the defense recognizing that. Oh, comes off the knee of Styles. She thought she had an intercept there. Walsh to Hawley. Into the pocket. Lovely work. Hawley acting as a mid-court feeder herself. See Laura Moore on the bench, just helping out with some coaching even though she's injured. Mix up for the Hawks and things are starting to click here for the Heart. Over a third from that centre pass. Sees the ball with the Heart in the yellow and teal. Taylor runs out into the pocket. Oh, and she finds Hawley like clockwork. Heart back within 2. And a centre to play here. Running through is Kessler. Drawing a penalty too. Now she's on her own inside the goal third. Pocket. Oh, swinging overhead. Evans mops it up. Heads to the top. Now they're inside. Free shot or pass. Central Coast way, and we're back within 1, 12-11. The Hawks got out to a flying lead. And the Heart creeping back in. Now within 1. Bills misses the shot. Miller falling over the back line. Hangs on to possession. Helps the Hawks back in front by 2. 2.5 to play before the first break. So you can understand why these two teams have been the best the last 2 years of competition. Taylor finishing off what Hawley started. They've got plenty of A&L experience and some Super Netball players as well for the Hawks that aren't here tonight. However, O'Brien has been inside a Swift squad before she got injured. Rodwida watching on after she played the under-23, so the Central Coast Heart won by 1 goal in the match before this on the show court. And Taylor slotting through the net, hopes that Central Coast in the opens can also get a win, make it 2 from 2. Oh, their eyes were locked, but the communication not so good. Roger pushing round to Evans. Now they come back to the keeper. Overhead, the skipper Walsh goes to Kessler. Hawley. Oh, coming back to the wing attack, running through. Penalty now inside the goal third. 1-2. Oh, tried to offload. And we're level 14 apiece. So we haven't been level all match so far. This is a strong fight back from the Central Coast Heart, who were down 5-1 in the early stages of this match. And they're going to go in front here with 23 seconds to go, up by 1. The Heart falling flat. Sorry, the Hawks falling flat. Still able to turn it on and score quickly. And as the clock winds down for the first quarter, we're going to see both of these teams locked at 15 apiece heading into the first break. How adequate given it's 1v2 and it's been so tight the last 2 years of competition. So we're going to bring up the ladder for you now just so you can have a look. And the Central Coast sitting pretty up top, 3 points clear of the Hawks. Pretty much have the minor premiership locked in the bag. If they get a win here tonight, they'll have it. However, they're almost there. You can see 10 wins out of the 12 games they've played. They've only lost 2, and both of those have been to the GWS Fury, which is quite interesting considering the Hawks have beaten them. And the Hawks sitting in second, 8 from 12, 3 losses, 1 draw. Then rounding out the top 4 is the Fury and North Shore United, both locked at 14 points. Stingrays not far off the pace too, in 5th spot with 12 points. So we're going to take a break here in the first break of this match, and we'll be back with you for the second quarter very shortly. 15 apiece heading into the second quarter, around 13. No changes to Central Coast. And none to the Eastwood Rudd Hawks either. So both coaches electing to run through the teams they put out on court at the start. Ball through the hands of Evans just before. Marshall trying to win it back. Possession stays with the Heart. Swinging on the edge. And a call goes against just Grant, giving Hawley a chance to score the first goal of the second quarter for the Central Coast. Bills strong out for that centre pass with a good drive through traffic. O'Brien coming back to reset through Marshall. Miller outside the circle. Oh, in the air, Alicia Walsh wins the ball. Wow, body on the line. The skipper really leading by example there. Throw in from the side. Dakota Thomas to Walsh. Again, in the air, not afraid of contact. And the shot missed by Hawley means all that effort isn't converted. Stiles, Davies, now Marshall. O'Brien to Davies in the air. Oh, again hitting the deck is Walsh. Ball almost won by Dakota Thomas, but instead Ali Miller underneath takes them back level, 16 apiece. Oh, both players hitting the deck there, Davies and Evans. Again colliding, that time's Evans out of play. Marshall to O'Brien. Cut and drive is Davies in front. Now Bills in the air, feeds to Miller, who has to have some of the longest libs I've seen, and yet supreme balance. Bills pushing the Hawks in front there, 17-16. Centre up their sleeve. O'Brien to Bills, 1 foot inside the circle, swinging. Oh, up top. That was a brilliant pass from Claire O'Brien. Bouncing low, switching up the direction, and now the Hawks are 2 up. Kessler to Hawley, back resetting on that transverse line. Coming through is Maddie Taylor, and now Stiles is caught outside, meaning 2 shooters are roaming inside the circle. Grant did well then watching the ball, but Taylor still able to take the ball overhead and slot it through. Stepping call goes against the Hawks. Turnover for the Central Coast. Roger and Walsh sharing the ball. Oh, and it comes off the hands of Evans and into the Hawks. Davies with the penalty for Eastwood Ride. Now on the baseline. Bills doesn't want to waste time, puts the shot up. Converts, takes the Hawks back within 2. In front by 2. Kessler swinging into the pocket. Now up top. Oh, and faking and then going over. Stiles to Taylor. A really even contest here on the show court. Hand from Walsh spoils the party and it ends up with Thomas. The wing defence and goal defence working together there. Can Central Coast convert their efforts? We've seen them head up the court and miss an opportunity early on. Hawley, a fair way out. Nails the shot. It dribbles in off the side of the rim. And now we're locked again, 19 apiece. Remember, this is our sneak peek of what's to come in the finals. Both these teams in the top two. 2019, the Heart in front, toing and froing with this score if it's not locked. Davies looking in, finds Bills, collects it on the side of her body and nets it through. Kessler looks around for an option, uses Thomas on the transverse. Taylor to Devons and then over the back line. Grant hit the deck. Seen a number of players on the ground already. Styles to Marshall from the back line. Davies sailing through the air. Same goes with Grant. O'Brien coming back to the skipper. Wins the challenge in the air. Walsh out of play. Davies to Bills. Just outside the circle but in front, and they swing to the pocket with a front cut coming through. Bills, really should have taken the shot. Hawks still with possession though. In front by one. Stuck for the second phase. Just playing with the 3 seconds, the Hawks. And the defensive pressure from the Heart delayed the pass into Ali Miller, but it does end up there. These two centres really going at it. A great contest there, just watching those two on their own. Steadies. Produces another Maddie Taylor. Strong hard pass from the shoulder of Claire O'Brien to Bills. And Miller, right hand side of the post. Easy as you like, pops it up and through. 7 minutes till half time. Thomas, over the hands of Kessler. Chance goes wanting. Possession now with the Hawks. In the midcourt. Grant, back to Marshall. Fakes, waits for the option to come through. Ball with Davies. Little head jerk to tell O'Brien to come forward. Now Bills comes back. Edge of the transverse is Davies, and the 3 seconds is up. They were flirting with it. Again. The attacking line failing to connect properly, but they have the ball here. Taylor just edging back, finding space behind the keeper. And there's just one goal in it. Watching back home, you'll notice it's a very similar style of play. Bills definitely puts a lot of shots up, but the preferred option is Miller. And they use her as a target in the back. The brilliant thing about Ali Miller too is that she's able to find space so easily. So she'll come out of the circle, she'll provide an option, and she'll feed to Bills if she has to. Which means that even though she's a target, they've got a moving circle happening at the same time. Taylor at the other end, taking the Heart back within one. Marshall to Davies. O'Brien, round her player. Bills returns the favour. And now inside. Misses the shot. Ali Miller from the left-hand side, finishing the job. Evans to Hawley. Tay Davies out of play at the top of the circle. From the pocket, Kessler trying to feed to Taylor, met the hands of Grant, but it went over the back line. Oh! First the deflection, then the follow-up with the intercept. The Hawks skipper leading from the back. And Miller strong underneath that post. She's going to convert the effort. The Hawks 26-23 lead the Heart by 3 goals. The umpire's whistle coming into it here. Congestion inside the circle. And the defensive pressure from Thomas and Roger at the back sees them rewarded with a throw-in. We were locked at 15 all at quarter time. And at the moment, the Hawks are up by 3 goals. Overhead, Thomas to Kessler. Using Evans just inside the goal third. Now Kessler with a drive forward, takes it, gives it to Hawley inside the circle. Steadying with balance. And edging in. Oh, shot missed. Taylor, of course, underneath, the reliable shooter. 2.5 to play, just 2 goals in it. Grant kept out of play. So if the Central Coast can move quickly here, and they do, taking advantage of that. Hawley's accuracy proving good from a fairway out. Stepping call. 2 minutes to go and just 1 goal difference. These little mistakes count in such a tight contest, and especially at the opens level, where mistakes are hard to come by. Evans swinging. Oh, Marshall was airborne. But I think you'll find she's out of play. Oh no, offside rather. Inside is Hawley. And Taylor misses the shot, tries to grab the crumbs, but Nick Stiles, oh, it's come off her shin. It's okay, she recollects it. Driving hard through the air is Bills. Davies, O'Brien, Marshall, inside, oh! Quick work there. A really smooth passage of play. .52 seconds. Oh, coming through. Offside. Evans gifting the ball to the Hawks. .33 seconds. That clock ticking down to halftime. And another 3-second call against the Hawks. Thomas stuck for an option, goes back to Walsh. trying to push inside this goal third. Hawley puts it up in the air, and Taylor, you can trust her to make her way to the ball. Little look at the clock, 4 seconds to play. And the umpires call it held. I think Davies was just trying to wait out the clock there. 27-26, just 1 goal difference. The Hawks having a slightly better second quarter considering we were locked at 15 apiece. And things are really going to heat up in this second half. Looking forward to the championship quarter coming up very shortly. Just one goal separates these two sides, heading into the championship quarter of round 13. And there is so much on the line in this game. The Heart leading top of the ladder, keen to crack on and take some winning momentum into the finals. And the Hawks looking to establish themselves as real contenders against the Heart, because we'll see these two teams at some point within the finals. Back square with that first goal of the third quarter. Bills to Marshall on that transverse line. Coming back with O'Brien and overhead to Miller. Kessler inside the goal third. Taylor in the air. Now Walsh just waiting for Hawley to come through with a front cut. Rolling off the body is Hawley, finding some front space. Steadies, pulls the trigger, and takes the Heart back level. O'Brien to Bills. Switching it up in the air on her own. She bounces back to Davies. And just underneath on the left-hand side, Miller carving it up. Hawley to Walsh. Oh, off the hands of Marshall. She's won the ball for the Hawks. And this is crucial. They're up by one. If they can make it two, they'll have a nice buffer. Miller doesn't flinch. The Hawks hit 30. And a centre heading their way. Davies to Miller. Oh, keeps the ball in play as she falls over the back line. They complete a triangle and Bills finishes the job with a clinical shot right in front. 31-28. How quickly this score can change. Thomas stays strong on the edge. Feeding in. A hand from Stiles bats it away and into the possession of the Hawks, but Roger echoes the effort. Now in goal defence for Central Coast. Leanne Grevenitz taking her goalkeeping bid. Thomas moving out to wing defence. O'Brien in the pocket. Oh! That was very close. Almost won by Walsh. Three goals difference. The Hawks led by one. At half time and 3 seconds is all you get. And it was time up for Kessler. Davies to O'Brien. Bills misses the shot, watches it come off the post into the hands of Grevenitz. And Miller out for a contact call. Roger, strong overhead to Grevenitz. Oh, ball comes past Dakota Thomas and over the sideline. Oh, hanging on to possession is O'Brien. Passing it to herself. Oh, and that's pretty unfortunate. I think she was just checking what the umpire said. Oh, off the hands of the Hawks into the hands of their skipper. A real test here for both teams tonight to see where they sit heading into the semi-finals. Miller Long range steps in. Offloading to Bills. And she knocks it down, 33-29. 4 goals up. 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. Marshall over the head of Davies and over the sideline. Stuck in this goal middle third, I should say, now in the goal third. Walsh to Kessler. Inside. Maddie Taylor with the help from the umpire, 6 another. Styles now out of play, a long way from the goal circle. So Taylor on her own as Grant focuses on Hawley. At the back now, a goal attack, turning, can't find space, instead they go to Taylor up top. Shot missed and Styles wins it back. Moving through the middle third. Oh, hands from Roger. And a step goes against Tay Davies. She can hardly believe it. Hart play on. The Hart gaining real momentum. Davies to O'Brien. Coming back to Grant. Up in the air. And Miller, determined, produces another goal for the Hawks. Oh, both players hitting the deck, Kessler and Grant. Marshall hunting behind, but late trying to steal the ball. Styles to Davies, a very quick turnover there for the Hawks. And this could prove the difference for them. The umpire is just trying to get a breath in there. Fast game for them to keep up with too. Tip from Roger. Couple of late contact calls for the Hawks. Walsh looking in, gives it straight to Nick Styles. She has been a massive standout at the back tonight. Cross court, Davies to Marshall. O'Brien, Davies in the air. Little hip high pass into Bills, 1-2. Lovely work. 6 minutes before the final break. Grevenitz popping forward and allowing Miller even more space at the back. Walsh was stopped for a centre pass option then. And so they lose the ball before they've even started their centre play. O'Brien coming back to Grant in the middle of the court. Almost taken out then. Got to be ready here for a ball at Netball Central. O'Brien around to Prayer, trying to go the Bills, but Laura Roger coming through. Spills it over the sideline. Throw in. Hawks go to Bills right at the back. And you can see every ball here, every opportunity is being contested. Neither team ready to let up. Roger to Walsh inside the goal third now. Long ball in the air. Oh, brilliant work between the two shooters. The Heart back within 4. Davies to O'Brien. Now out of play. Hawks edging towards 40 now. As Kessler tries to pass to Taylor, it comes out of her hands and she recollects it. Marshall, a little shake of the head, clearly not happy with the call. It's been a bit of that in this game. Oh, hands from Jess Grant. And Bills able to get a deflection, but offside in the process. Resetting through Thomas. Walsh to Hawley outside. Now down. In front. Buries it through the net. Stuck for that second phase play. Oh! Miller. Able to keep it in the possession of the Hawks. Rocket pass over the top, and coming through was Miller. But so was Grevenitz. (38-33), the difference 5 with 2 minutes 20 to play. Central Coast pushing hard. And Taylor just finding some space on the side of her body to take the feed. They're going to have to push back hard here. We were tied 15 apiece at the first break. And the Heart were down by 1 at halftime, 27-26. But this quarter has been largely in the Hawks' favour. Miller doing a lot more work too. At the start of this match, Bills and Miller were really sharing the load. Oh, lovely feed from Walsh, and Hawley. Skills to keep it in play. Eyes for the ball. A magnet for it. 4 goals difference. 1:07 on the clock. Davies to the pocket. Penalty pass or shot inside. Roger and Grevenitz out of play. 40 seconds. Oh! Brilliant work from Georgia Marshall, who looked up as the ball came towards her. It's more of a defense mechanism, but the deflection worked. Came over the sideline, disrupted the play. Kessler into Taylor, through the net. Still a very close contest here. Miller outside the circle. Back to Davies. 1 foot inside, bouncing. Trying to find space. Gets the front position. And as time ticks down towards the final break in this match, the Hawks, 41-36, lead the Heart by 5 goals. Will we see the Heart come back and fight in the final quarter? You'll have to tune in and see. Separate the Eastwood Ride Hawks and the Central Coast Heart heading into the final 15 minutes, and Central Coast have made 3 changes. Wild coming on in goal attack, presenting hard for the ball there, although it's ended straight up with Nick Stiles. Evans with her arms up is now back on in centre, and Casey Judge in wing defence has come on from the bench. The Hawks, meanwhile, no changes for them. O'Brien just waiting for the opportunity to present itself. And sure enough, Miller at the back. Missed shot there, but Bills fires it inside and finishes the job. 42-36, the difference now 6. Hawks heading towards their post again here. O'Brien to Miller. Swinging to the edge. Davies looks up, decides to go across the centre. Miller winning ball, even though she was sandwiched between two Central Coast defenders. Kessler trying to use the transverse line. Wild swinging to the edge, and straight in is Kessler to Taylor. Adding another to Central Coast tally. I've just noticed that Thomas and Roger have also swapped goalkeeper and goal defence bibs. So a real mix-up coming here for Central Coast. Edging towards the post with the umpire's whistle. So as we look at the scoreboard at the moment, 44-37, obviously the Hawks' way, but you might remember we mentioned back in round 6, the Heart got the better of the two, winning by 14 goals. And while the Hawks have had some players come back into their lineup since then, it is looking at this stage like the Hawks are going to keep a strong foot on the pedal. Still 12 minutes to play in round 13. Miller with a little smile. Pushing the ball through hands and then up through the net. Coming out for the centre pass is Wild. Evans to Kessler in front. Wild looks back to Judge on the transverse line. Again using it to reset. Now swinging to the pocket. Oh, ball comes off the hands of Evans and over the sideline. Another mistake that might go the Hawks' way. Davies to Marshall. O'Brien driving hard towards the ball. Hands from Roger, tipping it over the sideline. The ball's gone into the third row of the stadium here. Time held while Tay Davies collects it. Marshall to O'Brien. No look pass to Bills. Cross court is Davies. Strong and hard. Into Bills. Swish straight through. Little bobble through the net. Oh, Bills too quick there. Straight to Judge in a yellow and teal dress. Running back. Kessler's drawn Styles outside. Wild gets a front cut. But they go to Taylor instead. The Heart center up their sleeves here. Down by 7 at the moment. Wild wins the ball back. And Kessler feeds into the shooter. Reliable, she steadies. Takes the Heart back within 6. 10 minutes to play. Lots of netball left in this game. Central Coast just trying to stay off the body, as you can hear their coaching staff yelling out. They're on their feet. Taylor to Kessler, although Tay Davies spoils the party. Long ball over the top. Driving through is Wild. And she drives straight through the net too. Bills in the air. Time held. Contact call against Laura Roger, just holding play up there. Wild back to Roger. On the edge of the goal third is Judge, and a 3-second call is up. Marshall to O'Brien. Quick work with Miller. Rolling off the body. Instead, they go to Bills in front. Missed shot. Underneath, she backs her up. Steadies, and with a high release, takes the Hawks to 49. 1 goal off 50 here. Now 8 goals up over the Central Coast. In that third quarter, they outscored them 14-10. And it's been the difference so far. Only 1 goal separating them at half time. O'Brien to Miller. Again, that easy feed coming their way all night. Just a little loopy pass. And yet the Heart have been unable to combat it. Waiting for the second phase. Davies bouncing, then finds Miller. O'Brien trying to go to the pocket. Oh, Davies keeps it in play. It ends up in the hands of Central Coast with a contact call on O'Brien. Here's an opportunity here. What can they make of it? Kessler. Evans swings back to her in the pocket. Running through on the baseline is Wild. Does a really nice job bullying her way to the post. Pushing inside. And the timing from Kessler's feed is good. 6 minutes left in round 13. Right edge of the circle, O'Brien with a free pass. Three-second call goes against the shooter. Oh, one back by Tay Davies. Can always count on her to come up with the ball. Bit of a specky there from her AFL playing skills. Into the hands of Nick Stiles. They skip the midcourt, the Hawks. Central Coast eager to call time. And it looks like Tasha Hawley's going to come back on. Miller bouncing to O'Brien. Bills, mid-range. Pops off the top. Backs up with a rebound. Again missing the net. But persistence pays off for the Hawks. And so here's the timeout call. Maddie Taylor coming off. Hawley coming on in goal shooter. So Taylor, one of their strongest players. You don't often see her come off. And Hawley, tried to find some space behind Styles. Grant to Marshall, running quickly are the Hawks. Moving through the midcourt. Ball one. Evans sneaking through a little gap. And Marshall gets a tip. She's on the run. Straight into Miller in the goal third. Coming back, they reset. O'Brien puts it up in the air. Such quick work there from O'Brien into Miller. The difference now 10. This lead blowing out in the fourth quarter. And despite some good little intercepts and tips from the Heart, they're just lacking some energy. It's becoming too easy for the Hawks. Judge, cross court to Roger, pushing in through Kessler. Resetting. Kessler's got two. Fingers up, letting the team know that there's just 2 minutes left to play. Call against the Hawks. Thomas with ball in hand, looking to decrease this deficit. Kessler to Wild. Evans hits the deck and Davies helps her up. Up in the air. Wild collects, tries to offload and gives it straight to Nick Styles, who palms it into the hands of Jess Grant. Skipping through the midcourt. And it looks as if Jess Grant has a cramp. She's coming off. Laura McLaren going to quickly come on in goal defense, and take her spot. Injected into the game late. A minute 30 to play. Bill's just inside the circle with a free shot, free pass, and Miller would love to see her stats here tonight. There's been a lot of goals. A minute 12, 56-45. In the first quarter, these teams were tied at 15 apiece. The Hawks led by 1 at halftime, 27-26. But in this final 2 quarters, they've really motored home here. And Central Coast, despite making so many changes, haven't been able to come up with some answers. 42 seconds. Time creeping down. Judge winning ball back, keeping it in play, but it does fall with Marshall. And there's deflections left, right and centre. 16 seconds. Tay Davies with ball in hand. Strong to Miller. She comes back to the edge. O'Brien feeding. One second left. And the shot will not count. The goal not heading to the scoreboard for the Hawks. 57-45. A 12-goal victory for them here. And they'll be pretty happy with that effort considering there's one game left to play next week before the semis. A top 2 spot in the bag.
Thank you. Thanks, Sam.
And always a good matchup between these two coaching masterminds in Amber Cross and Jen Wright. So we'll wrap up this match in front of the camera and bring you the Bar TV player of the match. All right, we're joined by Nick Stiles, our player of the match on Bar TV tonight. Nick, it was 1 goal difference at halftime, but you guys really ran away with the game in that second half. What do you put it down to?
Look, we've had a couple of shitty games kind of throughout the season and, not won ones that we should. So we've been training really, really hard and just having that belief and coming to game day with a bit of we can do it. And I think just enjoying ourselves and really, just believing in ourselves really.
I mentioned on the coverage that Jen Wright has taken a side to the grand final in every season she's coached.
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it? What does she sort of give to you guys when it comes to inspiration?
Look, she's pretty amazing. She's like the biggest netball nerd that you've ever met. Like, honestly, she comes to training, and every training she's like, I'm so excited to be here. And I guess like you just see the smile, you can see my face light up because, yeah, I have lots of respect for her. And as a coach, she's just amazing. So, yeah.
You took lots of intercepts tonight at the back. What do you put your good season down to?
Look, it was a nice little mix-up to not be running around at good goal defence. But no, just to work outside and working with Jess, I thought the whole team was really strong. So I just got to take the intercepts at the end and take all the credit. So no, it was a full team effort. Yeah.
Ali Miller's been really good as well. She was a standout tonight.
Yeah, look, Ali had a great A&L season. She got some good opportunities, and I think she's going from strength to strength with Jen's belief and also with her team's belief. So, yeah, love her.
So North Shore United next week, who are also inside the top 4. That's going to be tough for you guys leading into the semis.
Yeah, they've got some Swifty girls, so it's definitely going to be mate against mate, and I think it'll definitely go down to the line. But I think if we can keep building, have another strong training week, and just come in and give it everything we've got going into the finals.
Well, thank you for chatting with us.
Thank
Player of the
you.
match, Nick Stiles, for round 13. Join us next week for the final round of the Premier League. We'll have the Opens up first on the show court, followed by the under-23s. And we look forward to having a company then. See you then.